Welcome to PiSeas Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Hey, good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to PiSeas Tarot, everybody. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at PiSeas Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business, y'all. Listen. Let me tell you, okay, today Spirit has pulled up a chair, and we definitely about to get into somebody's business. And I'm telling you, the tea is steeping hot this morning, y'all. Okay, it is here, ready to serve. So greetings, okay? Greetings to all of my guppies swimming early this morning in the light. Good evening to my night owls and to my graveyard shift. And a big old love-filled welcome to my international cousins joining from all over the world. If you are new to PiSeas Tarot, go ahead and put a star in the chat so we can show you some love. And if you have been here before, welcome home, cousin, child. You already know what to do. Drop a fish emoji in the chat and slide right into the soul circle for today, y'all. Let's give all of our newbies a warm welcome and celebrate the return of our spiritual family over here at the beach today, y'all. Now, this is how we're flowing, okay? So get comfortable, all right? We're going to start out with that energy cleanse. Then we're going to get a gentle movement, just centering ourselves basically with breath work and sound. Then we'll jump over into the divine insights and see what spirits, downloads, dreams, and the earworm is. And this morning I do have an earworm, and I've been holding on to this since yesterday, y'all. Okay, then we'll go ahead and get into the overall energy reading and fill out what's bubbling underneath the surface. Why can't I speak right now? And lastly, I will pull tarot cards to validate what Spirit has been whispering to us all. Finally, I will give closing thoughts and final guidance from me, your girl Mimi, before we swim off, all right? So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. You know, whatever you got going on, all right? If y'all ready to get into this reading, I want you to go ahead and find the scrub brush emoji, the scrub, like the little cleaning little utensil, the you know, I want you to go ahead and find that and put that in the chat, because I promise you, we got to get into this. Thank you so much, Desiree, for my gifts. We about to get into this, y'all. All right, so here we go. Now, before we move forward, it's very important that we take a minute to get aligned and ground ourselves. And we do this by taking in a deep breath, holding it, and release it slowly. All right. Again, inhale clarity and peace. And exhale any tension or distractions that you may be facing. We're going to do this one more time. Breathe in alignment. And release anything you don't need to hold in this moment. All right, beautiful. Now we're ready to clear the energy and open up space for Spirit to be able to come and step in. We're going to do that with our girl Boo Boo. Here we go. Divine Spirit, we invite you into this space. Wrap us in your protection and your guidance. Surround us with your light and your love, and allow this reading to be clear, accurate, and delivered in the highest good for all of those who are involved. May this reading bring insight and clarity, most of all, truth. Thank you. Amen. And I say. All right, y'all. Now let's shift gears and prepare for a little fun, a lot of truth, and some deep insights. As a quick reminder, y'all, this is a judgment-free zone, okay? This space is safe and sacred. Your honesty, your openness, and your laughter and your transparency are all appreciated. We have all been a fool in love before, and today just may be your turn. So don't worry if this reading calls you out just a little bit. But if you're ready for Spirit to start cooking, go ahead and drop that cooking emoji in the chat. Go ahead and drop that cooking emoji in the chat because, baby, it is time for us to get into this reading, all right? I think Spirit got something he want to say this morning, all right? Here we go. Now, each day before we gather, I always take a minute to just tap in, sit quietly with Spirit, listen, and reflect upon the immediate energies that he is showing me through the collective, okay? And sometimes it's a download, sometimes it is a vision, sometimes it's just a song stuck in my head that refuses to go the way known as an earworm, okay? And sometimes that Spirit's way of getting my attention and getting your attention and just really, pausing, essentially to just process what is being said. Thank you, Miss Tiffany, for my gift. I appreciate it. And so this morning, I have Faith Evans' song, okay, from 2001, all right? And it's called You Gets No Love, okay? And when I heard this yesterday coming out of nowhere, it was like, okay, what in the world is going on here? All right. But I kept singing it and I kept singing it and I kept singing it. All right. And so I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing this morning because I know it got something to do with something. Okay. Because he ain't going to just be talking, and ain't nobody saying nothing. So anyway, I'm hearing Faith sing, I tell you why there's no love. Simply, you're not cool enough for what we had between us. Don't you know you lost my trust? People ask me where you've been, and I tell them we're just friends because it's so obvious that it's never going to work for us. Oh no. Play with my emotions. You get no devotion, and you get no love. You get no love from me. You can't even be my friend and you get no love again. Whatever you do, it will come back to you. You get no love from me. All right. And when I heard that, I said, ooh, we got hostile exes around here or something like that. And, like not trying to be funny, but that's a hostile situation when you tell somebody, I don't want to talk to you. You don't want to be I don't want to be your friend. You gonna get no love from me. So my point in sharing this with you is whether it's a lyric, a phase, a feeling, or a spiritual prompt, know that if this is where we landed today, it's here for a reason. And someone needs this reminder or this confirmation, and maybe somebody just needs some clarity, and that somebody could be you. So if y'all ready to get into this energy reading, I want you to go ahead and find your coffee cups, tea kettles, whatever it is that you drinking this morning. I got my coffee, but if y'all ready for it, let's put those emojis down in the chat and let's get into it because I want to know who's feeling like somebody don't deserve their loss. Like they feel like you don't love them. You don't need nothing from them. All right. So if you look, here go Queen B. I most definitely had to let that Virgo know you get no love. All right. Here we go, sugar. Here we go, baby dolls. Here we go. All right now. Let's pour this tea, shall we? Because I know Spirit got something to say. And when we're talking about energy, y'all, it's important to know that Spirit speaks to us in a plethora of ways, okay? Many different languages, through your emotions, through patterns, through dreams, through people, and even in silence, okay? You just got to be quiet long enough to sit here and listen, all right? So, who gets no love from you? They played with your emotions. You get no devotion. They betrayed your trust. Like, everything about them is just raunchy, foul, okay? Stale, okay? Stale. Everything is just stale. Thank you, Miss Tiffany, for my gift. All right, what's the overall energy reading for today, Spirit? Quieting the mind, okay? So someone has been trying to meditate, prayer, cleanse up their energy space, and try to do something that is healthy for you to align your chakras better, to ensure that you are putting yourself in a healthy mental space, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially, okay? What is the truth that we need to hear for our journey right now? What is the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey? 'Cause it's so obvious that it's never gonna work for us. Oh, no. She said, you play with my emotions. I'm telling you, you get no love, okay? She says you can't even be my friend because then you get no love again. All right. Self-esteem. I possess the gifts of my soul that benefit me and others. All right. So in addition to you quieting your mind, this is also dealing with you learning how to build your self-esteem, things that are beneficial for you. And when you have a good and healthy self-esteem, you also show up different in the world for others. And once you have that confidence, other people will migrate to you or from you because you have that same level of confidence and expectation in yourself. All right. So if you know that if there was a wake-up call for you that occurred that happened and forced you to realize you cannot possibly love yourself and put yourself through this, or it's more like, because I love myself, I recognize that this is not the energy that I'm hoping for. All right. This is not the story that I want to tell for myself. This is not the future that I want to have for myself. This is not the path that I don't want to see myself going down. Okay. And so it's like, you're giving me lip service. You're giving me mixed signals. You're telling me one thing. Then when you do the opposite, you're stressing me out. And when I'm confronting you about the things that I'm confronting the disconnect between what it was that you said and what it was that you did, and pointing out to you that I don't like the way that this is making me feel. It's the continuous cycle of telling me the false narrative because you don't want to let me go or leave me alone. And then we're right back here in this spin cycle of nothingness all over again. If you know what I'm talking about this morning, go ahead and put a red flag in the chat. If your person has been showing you a lot of red flags, go ahead and put those red flags up in the chat. All right. Spirit wants us to be encouraged with this message today. Grace in harmony with the flow. This is about you reclaiming your peace. Okay. This is about you reclaiming your peace. May I honor all the ways your grace flows so I move in harmony with you. Open up Open me up to trust and receive your abundant blessings in every way. But look at this. Look how she's sitting. Don't that look familiar? This is about you reclaiming your peace, reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your time, understanding that in order for us to move forward and be healthy and cohesive, however that looks like for you, but in order for us to move forward, whether it's together or whether it's apart, there is a common denominator thing, rationale. Like there's something here that is to be said for what is happening. You understand what I mean? And what's standing out to me is the color yellow on all three cards this morning, which deals with the sacral chakra. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I misspoke. It's the solar plexus. But this deals with your enthusiasm, your positivity, your intellect, and how you feel. All right. Now, what does the guides of the spirit realm have to say this morning? Okay, this and that are true. This and that are true. This is about you being open-minded, having some perspective, understanding the nuances and the complexities. It's definitely hot and cold. Okay, it's definitely hot and cold energy. All right. What I'm also picking up as I look at this is that you are so turned off from this person mentally, but you're speaking your truth. That's why your throat is hot. Okay. You have a lot of, thank you, hippie child, for the love. You are not afraid to speak your truth. You're no longer biting your tongue. You are no longer taking a step back. You are no longer doing any of those things that are no longer serving you, right? So your mind is made up. Your mind is made up. Like, you get no love. Like, this and that are true. I liked you, but I don't like you anymore. I wanted you, but I don't want you no more, right? It's complex. And it's also about you being open-minded and having some perspective, but also understanding that just because it's good together, just because it feels good together, just because it looks good together, doesn't mean y'all good to be with each other. You know what I mean? Sometimes you are better off friends before you cross that bridge, you know? So it's a lot of things there. Now, how is this showing up for you right now? Burdens. Okay. I told you this was stressing you out. This was stressing you out. All right. You're not sleeping. You're anxious. You're tossing and turning. You're like not even doing things that you should be doing. Okay. Like, for example, if you're someone who is like OCD, your house is a mess right now. Okay. Helly Beans Ray says, ouch, hitting home for me. Now, as we start to dig deeper into this energy and begin tuning in to the people involved, yes, we're going to talk about them too. I want you to stay focused on what resonates, okay? Let the rest flow away. If it doesn't feel like yours, don't force it, okay? Blueberry Straw says, hitting home for me too. Listen. Baby, I'm trying to tell you, okay? We all been a fool in love before, and sometimes it just may be your turn, all right? So here goes our first insight about who or what we could be potentially dealing with. Here we go. Communicate, compromise, forgive, and work it out. Okay, remember we talked about this earlier when I mentioned to you guys, It's this continuous cycle of nothingness. When you communicate and point out to this person, speak up for yourself, you point out to them what you like, what you don't like, there is a disconnect. And there is a strong disconnect between the two of you that has yielded this unwavering compromising and forgiving from you. But when it comes to this person, they're unwilling to give you the same compromise and level of forgiveness that they should be giving you. Okay. And that's what creates the problematic narrative and the complexity and the nuance, because it's like, I keep putting all of this effort and energy into you and into this. And what do I get in return? Okay. What do I get in return? And it takes you back in that cycle over and over and over again. And it becomes polarizing and it becomes toxic. And if I'm being totally honest with you, as you continue to go down this path with this person, you just get to the point to where you realize that you're in a cycle. Okay, this is a cycle. And this is where this becomes very karmic, very destructive. Okay, this is what perpetuates the negative narratives of toxicity. Okay, and how you get sucked in, and then you own again, you back off again, you own again and back off again, and it's too much, and it's unnecessary, because a relationship deserves consistency. Okay, when we talk about the 5-6 things that a relationships need, you need communication, you need consistency, connection, chemistry, compatibility. Okay, those are the 5 things that you need indefinitely, right? And the consistency is lackluster. Okay, it's lackluster. Dino says, I get nothing in return. Shaking my head. Step back. All right, y'all see what Spirit is telling y'all today? Spirit is saying step back. You are being asked to take a step back from your life in order to gain perspective. There's that word again, perspective. You are too close to a situation and it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective that you need. Now, I'm also going to add to this that with said perspective, you're going to start to revalue yourself. You value yourself, you value your options, you value what you're going to be doing with your time, right? And you don't want to waste time doing something that is not going to be beneficial for you now or in the long run. And that's where you're like, you know what? It's so obvious that it's never going to work for us. You play with my emotions, you get no devotion, you get no love. You'll get no love again. You can't even be my friend, and I will do the same thing again. Like, whatever you do, it's going to come back to you. But for me, you get no love. Jalen says, 11 years on and off cycle. I finally walked away at the end of February. Okay? Yeah. Helly Bean says, the juice worth the squeeze? It don't look like it. Look like you're doing a whole lot of nothing. All right. Understanding. Understanding is the key to deep connections. All right? There go that word again, connection. And I specifically stated that there is a disconnect here. Okay? And it's leaving you empty and short-sighted, right? About how do you proceed to move forward? What is the wise thing to do? And this has been very, very confusing. Okay, this has been very, very confusing for you, because with said investment, it's like, do I start all over with somebody else, or do I repair what I have, or try to repair what I have? But here's the thing. This Mickey Ficky don't even want what you want. So this is the chronic cycle of nothing that you find yourself in. And this is where your understanding and your perspective is starting to change. As you reevaluate this situation, your level of comprehension of what they want, what they say they want, and what they actually go after to illustrate to you what they want are 3 different things. you got to do is communicate and just say, you know what, at this point in my life, I don't think that I'm really ready for the relationship that I said I wanted. That's all you got to say. But people, grown people, don't have the words. They don't know what to say. They know what to say, but they don't know what to say. You know how to talk all that other mess. Just tell the truth. If you just wanted something that was sexual, then say, I just need something sexual right now. I don't know what I want or what I need, etc. Right? Cuffing season. Single and ready to mingle. Ready for the relationship, on the hunt. Okay? So this is going back to you taking a step back and just being like, you know what? Now, granted, in real time, it's not cuffing season. You know, in real time, we actually getting ready for pre-cuffing season. You know what I mean? So we getting ready for the season, you know? But here's the thing. This still speaks to your openness to be willing to go and meet and find someone else, okay? And being willing to say, you know what? I don't feel like we're on the same page, that we are aligned. You know, it's okay to say that. You know, it's okay to say that. Stop worrying about me being offended. I'm just as offended with the fact that you've been over here wasting my time and playing in my face, acting like I'm making things up when I'm not making nothing up. Like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I hear what you're doing. I know and feel what you're doing. But you're gaslighting me and deflecting and making it seem like I'm making something up when I'm really not.
Clown.
If you know you've been dealing with a clown, just put the clown emoji in the chat. If you know that you've been dealing with a clown, let's just tell the truth and shame the devil. It's 3:45 in the morning. We ain't gotta lie. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Now, what is the T? Too busy winning. Too busy winning. Somebody is reclaiming. Okay, they are reclaiming their time, focusing on things that make sense to them. All right, too busy winning. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? And here's the thing, even in separation, not avoidance, falling right out. Here's the thing, even in separation, you respect this person's legacy and reputation way too much to even put them on Front Street. So you may still be telling people, you know, we cool, we took a break, but we cool, but you're not spilling the beans, okay? Now, avoidance, in hiding, feeling guilty, and no communication. All right? Somebody's hiding. They're avoiding the reality. They're avoiding having this difficult conversation, and they're making things even more difficult than what they really truly have to be. All you have to do is tell the truth. All you have to do is tell the truth. Be honest with me and be honest with yourself. But instead, you want to walk around here playing games, and I choose not to live my life as if I'm on the front row at the circus. And let me say this. Some people really thrive in chaotic environments, okay? And the person that I'm talking about is always in some mess, always in some mess, always in some mess, okay? This person always having the worst luck of the draw. Everything is always happening to them, and then it's always the woe is me, okay? No, my boy. No. You're getting back what you're putting out there into the world. All right. Now, somebody is burning evidence here. Okay. We'll find out more about that. What you burning? You burning their clothes? You burning pictures of them? Like whatever they left at your house, you burning it? Now, where is the true emotion here? Dang, that's crazy. Queen Bee came out. Secure, confident, boss chick, career focused. Okay. So yeah, you're definitely person A in all of this. You're definitely focusing on doing you. Now, I want everyone to start dropping your zodiac signs in the chat, and don't forget to consider your placements. I'm about to do this reading for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. But if you're a cross watcher, you know you got something over here too, because you know first of all, I welcome you, but we also love to be messy and talk about other people's stuff. So go start dropping your zodiac signs down in the chat. Person A. Person A, you are taking a step back. You're focusing on you, your energy, your self-esteem, quieting your mind, getting into that peaceful space, recognizing and accepting that this situation is just not going to work for whatever reason, okay? And you are too busy winning, all right? You outside, it's the summertime, you looking fine. You single, you ready to meet you at all the day parties. You looking good. You looking good, girl. Now keep in mind when I say he, she, they, them, I'm just telling a story, a narrative. Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Person B is avoiding this whole situation. They're in hiding. They're feeling guilty. They may have cut you off from communication, but they are being encouraged to communicate today, okay? Compromise, forgive, and work it out. When you communicate and you share your truth, you give other people the option to decide whether or not this is something that they are willing to do. That creates the understanding, okay? And people have a right to have a clear understanding. Last but not least, there was something here, okay, that they are trying to burn and hide. Again, it could be something as simple as your picture. It could be some type of other evidence of their infidelity, but regardless, they're burning some type of evidence, and we have to find out a little bit more information. All right. Now, the real question is, whose business Whose business is this? And we about to find out. Okay. We are definitely about to find out. If you want to know whose business this is, I want you to go ahead and put the little side eye emoji in the chat, because we about to give somebody the side eye because they get no love from us. All right, here we go. Spirit, tell us, who is person A in all of this? Who is person A in all of this? Now, keep in mind, the energy can be inverted, okay? So, I'm just pulling elements here. Person A is coming in as a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with this devil in reverse. Where is all my earth signs? If you or your person is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat not a drum roll. Jeez Louise. If you or your person is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I want you to put the earth sign in. Go ahead and put the earth sign in, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you're coming in today as the devil in reverse. This is releasing limited beliefs, exploring dark thoughts, detachment, freedom, restoring control, resentment, and having a lack of will, okay? If you or your person is an earth sign, I want you to go ahead and put those earth signs in the chat. Now, who is person B, Spirit? Who is in a relationship with this person? Here we go. The person that you are dealing with at this time is an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Where is my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you or your person is an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I want you to put the fire emoji in the chat. You are coming in today as the 10 of Wands upright. This is burdens, extra responsibility, hard work, and completion, okay? So, burdens are here. I told you it was showing up in your life through burdens. It's stressing you out. Now, if y'all ready to get into this reading and find out whose business is this, I want you guys to go ahead and find those magnifying glasses and put those in the chat. Listen, we don't judge. We zoom in, we find out, we investigate and see what's going on. And then we be like, ooh, let me get out of this. So if y'all ready to get into this, I want you to give me those magnifying glasses, magnifying glasses, magnifying glasses. Because we finna get into your business. All right, here we go. All right, y'all, this is where the energy meets the cards, and we about to get into this cards. Okay, this is where the energy meets the message, where we bring confirmation, clarity, and even a little bit more conviction. So it's time for spirit to speak. Okay, it is time for spirit to speak. All right, what is going on this morning with my earth and fire signs? She said, people ask me where you been, and I tell them that we are just friends, because it's so obvious that it's never going to work for us. Let me ask you this question, y'all. How do you feel? Are you feeling more like person A or person B? And I want you to write that down in the chat. Put an A or a B in the chat. Who do you feel like you resonate with most? Person A or B? All right, person A. Your present energy this morning is coming in as the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, the King of Pentacles in reverse. You definitely are at a loss right now. You definitely are disappointed in how things have turned out with this relationship. You're at the point where you're like, I'm good on this. Like, I don't need this. I don't need you. I don't care what I thought I wanted, what I thought I needed. It's not what you're giving. You're not giving what I wanted you to be given. And now it's time for me to finally accept and finally realize and admit that I have been here dealing with this nonsense, this bullshit, this malarkey, all this time, just to get to this point of where we both have come to the conclusion. Well, you ain't came to the conclusion. I came to the conclusion that all you doing over here is wasting my time. Who want to be with somebody that they feel like they wasting their time? Okay? Who wants to feel like that? If you feel like you have been wasting your time with this person, I want you to tell me, how long have you been dealing with this person in the chat? How much of your precious life have you given this person? Somebody already said in the chat earlier, it was 11 years. Okay, Sharon said 22 years. Glam says 6 months. Helly Bean says 8 months. Queen says 6 years, too long. She said too long, okay? Yeah. Tempter says over 20. Listen. You did not know that this was going to work out like this. And I think that you kind of early on had some inclinations that this may not be exactly what you thought it was going to be. But I also think that you were a little bit comfortable and confident in the situation, thinking that things was going to change. And when I say thinking that things were going to change, I'm saying you were waiting for this person to essentially grow up and to choose you. They kept telling you that they were choosing you, but they never chose you the way that you wanted to be chosen. So this has definitely been disappointing to you, and it definitely made you feel like you've wasted your time. All right. Person B in all of this fire sign, they are coming in today as the King of Cups in reverse. They're coming in as a liar. They're coming in as being very deceptive, very manipulative. They have no love to give for you. Okay. They don't really care. They don't have any empathy or any compassion. It's all about them and what they want. And that's really where the disconnect is, because they have a negative habit of saying one thing and doing something else. But this is them saying and doing whatever they got to say to do to get whatever they want to get out of you. That's why they get no love. That's why they ain't getting no love. If you are this fire sign, or if you dealt with this in your fire sign, and you know good and doggone well that you have been lying, deceitful, manipulative, untrustworthy, conniving, cunning, you always got an end in mind. It's almost like they wear a poker face. They're saying to you with such conviction one thing, but when you really look at it holistically, they always had a goal that was much different than what they shared and allowed you to come in and to experience and to have that conviction. Now, if you've ever had this dynamic before, I want you to put that down in the chat. And let me know, what role did you play in this relationship? Did you feel like a leader? Did you feel like a supporter? Did you feel like you were challenging them? Like, how do you think that this made you feel? All right. Now, when we look at the favorable energy, what is supporting you here? Okay, we got the 6 of Wands here in reverse. All right. The 6 of Wands. At this point, you just like, I got too much going on for me. Let me take a step back, because it's no way that I can say to you emphatically that I love myself, but then I'm allowing you to do the same things that you're doing to me over and over and over again. This is where you're just like, I can't do this anymore. I recognize and accept that I've empowered you and that I have allowed you to feel entitled to having the better side of me, because I try to be empathetic. I try to be understanding. I try to operate from a place of love and compromise and, allow you to do what you do, because I know you need to be who you are. Like, I'm never trying to change you. Okay. I'm never trying to change you. But in this instance, you force me to have to come to the conclusion that this is no longer serving me. And this is where you said, I'm not only going to take a step back, but I'm going to step out. Uno out. Now, what's consequential or problematic about this? All right. You was invested in this person. You saw your forever in this person. You saw your happiness, your happily ever after in all of this. Okay. And sadly, you were over invested in a relationship and in a connection with this person where the ends didn't justify the means. Okay. This is equivalent, and forgive me if I'm using this example and my intent is not to offend you. I'm just showing you what Spirit just revealed to me. This is almost like you needing to go take out a title loan or get some type of payday loan, and you're getting like $1,500. Okay. And by the time you pay back all the interest and all of the other fees, the 400% markup is not worth the $1,500. You done paid $1,500. They gave you $1,500, but you just gave them $10,000 back in return. The ends do not justify the means. this. What do you feel like will happen if you continue to go down this path? Like, what do you feel will happen? Do you think they're ever going to change their mind? Do you think they're going to wake up and just say one day to you, like, you know, hey, yo, girl, I'm sorry. Do y'all think that's going to happen? Or do you think like it's a wrap for that? You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest and let's be clear. All right? Do you really think something's going to change? Now, what this is trying to teach you is to get your excitement up, get your enthusiasm up, okay? With this star card, it's time for you to connect with spirit and rise above this, but also be enthusiastic, be intentional, which is where you're reclaiming your focus. You're like, I'm secure, I am confident, I'm a boss, I'm career focused, okay? I'm too busy winning. I'm too busy winning. It's the summertime. I'm outside. I'm looking fine. I'm looking good. I'm tuned in, tapped in, turned on. I am not going to connect myself and ascribe to this trash energy no more. I'm just not about to do this no more. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This person did not think that you were serious. They thought that they were going to continue to play games with you. Okay? They thought that they was going to continue to toy with you just a little while longer. But you checked out, and you checked out fast. And when you checked out, they didn't notice that you were quietly quitting all along. Let's say, for example, you would call this person every day on your way to work. You would call this person every day at 5:30 when you get off of work. You would, spend time with them during the week. Some of y'all may have lived together. You may have been, cooking and blah, 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 blah. Well, with you and this, okay, what has happened is you don't call when you get home from work. You're not as enthusiastic about cooking dinner and hanging out with them. You just like, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the happy hour bar. I'm going here and I'm doing that. Okay. So, the thing is that you took your energy away to focus on things that you can actually control and things that matter to you, which also was a form of you, controlling your mind, right? Quieting your mind, exuding tasks and things that will allow you to, burn off that excess energy, allow you to refocus. So like spirit is telling you, like, it's okay to think and dream about other things other than this. And spirit says he knows that you're hurt, that you're disappointed, that you feel betrayed, but he says that he wants you to focus on things that are actually going to metastasize and give you tangible results that cannot be denied. All right. Now, let me ask you this. If you could sum up your life in one lesson right now, what would you think that is? All right. What's the lesson? What you need to do to heal? With this Knight of Cups, you need to give yourself the love that you've been giving somebody else for right now. Okay. Be bold. Be courageous. Be loving. All right. Take yourself out on dates. Take yourself out. Get yourself together. You might have been raggedy, not keeping your nails done. Go get your nails done. You might not have been getting your hair cut because you on strike. Get your hair cut. Get your nails manicured. Okay? Go buy you a fresh new outfit. Don't nobody care if it came from Shein, Temu, or Amazon or whatever. It ain't gotta be down from the top of the line places. Get you an outfit and go outside and get yourself together. Step into the sunshine. Love on you and exude that confidence, because I feel like you're going to meet somebody else really soon, and you're going to attract this person just by authentically being you. Okay. And you won't even be sitting here noticing that the days and the weeks have gone by. You would not have been noticing that, this person hasn't even said nothing to you. So it's like they're basically trying to force your hand by avoiding you and not offering communication. And really, you've been over here not missing an ounce of sleep. Like, you've been living your life, doing you. You don't even care. Okay? Now, what is it that we need to do? Got the Fool card in reverse. This is about you stop being naive. This is about you stop making poor decisions. This is about you waking up and smelling the coffee and realizing, recognizing, and accepting that it's nothing positive coming from this connection. Sometimes we get confused when we think that consistency means quality, and consistency doesn't mean that. So for all the people that was talking about 10 years, 20 years, 6 months, 8 months, whatever the timing was that you gave earlier, you thought that quality was represented in that length of time. But there is a huge difference between quantity and quality. And just because the quantity is there doesn't mean this person has been rendering quality. And you can get a whole lot of quality in a short time from others. Right? Quality and quantity has a huge difference. And sometimes people choose quantity over quality. And that's never good for you. Okay? That's never good for you, and it's not good for this relationship. So what I'm telling you is, what you need to do is stop procrastinating, stop investing, take that step back, and do what you got to do to focus on you. Because continuing to invest in this relationship will be a sense of like overwatering a plant. What are you hoping to get out of this? Other than killing your relationship, what are you hoping to get out of this? Now, at the end of the deck, or at the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card here in reverse. Okay? We have the Death card here in reverse. And what this is telling me is that you can't be afraid to start over. I know nobody ever really exactly enjoys starting over. I know that can be very daunting, okay? But what this is telling me is that you cannot be afraid to start over, okay? You can't be afraid to come out of this stagnicity, this nothingness, okay? Because if you continue to allow this person to be here in this space with you, you become an enabler. You become just as corrupt, because you're empowering this person to get the benefits of you, knowing they ain't did nothing to earn the benefits of you. The game is over. The game is over. And it's time for you to recognize, it's time for you to accept that if you want better for yourself, the way that you say you want better for yourself, then it is time for you to do better. Choose better. Choose better. All right? Choose better. And if you know you deserve better, I want you to flood the chat with the white heart. If you know that you deserve better, I want you to flood the chat with a white heart. Now, we got the Page of Cups here in reverse. All right. There has been no communication about progress. There has been no communication about trying to. Remember, I told you this person has been icing you out. So whereas they should be coming forward and communicating with you and telling you what they're really thinking, what they're really feeling, and having those hard, difficult, honest conversations, they're withholding that from you. Okay? They are withholding that from you. And this is even more of the reason why you're like, you know, I'm confirmed. I am no longer conflicted. I am no longer confounded. I am no longer confused. I am clear that what I need to do is to leave your ass alone. And let's be honest, their manipulation, it ain't working no more. It ain't working no more. All the things they used to say and do to try to get you to wheedle you and come back, you're not feeling that no more. Every time you think about this person, all you can think about is the debacle, the buffoonery, the nonsense, the things that just simply put don't make no sense. And when you were picking up on this, they kept trying to make it, no, not me. Make you feel like you over here being crazy. Sharon says silence speaks so loud, and it does. It does. But this ain't your burden to carry. This is their burden to carry. Because you gave them space and opportunity to come forward and to come clean and to, you know, address the elephant in the room. And honestly, they're just being very cowardly. Being very cowardly in how they move. Being very cowardly and how they address things. This person is a very much so avoidant, dismissive person. They will rather turn a blind eye to it than to say what it is. And here's the thing. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know what you know. And they know that you know. But instead of them coming forward and telling the truth and freeing themselves, they continue to go with this lie as if something's going to change when nothing is going to change.
Down.
The Ace of Cups. They continue to offer. This is where that lip service is coming in. This is where that lip service is coming in. And you now realize, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, how much of a disaster this has been. This is where you realize they keep telling you one thing, hanging this carrot over your head, making this offer, dangling. It's going to get better. Just give me some more time. And the more you continue to go through this, the more you just like, bruh, this is daunting. Like, this is not how I expect my relationship to feel. This is not how I expect my man or my woman to treat me. Like, this is not reflective of somebody who cares for somebody. The last time y'all had a conversation about change behavior, course correcting, getting on the same page, and you're happily ever after, they ain't did nothing to produce any fruit about this since then. Okay? And which is also where you're coming into the conclusion of this is just a waste of time. It's time for me to take my L. Now, Temperance is here. This goes back to balance, okay? And this is about you also putting yourself out there to align yourself with somebody who's going to feed your soul, somebody who's going to give you the love, the kindness, and the compassion that you seek, right? This is about you stepping out there and trusting that it's love out there. I'm just going to put myself out there and see what I can get. I'm going fishing. Because I know as long as I stay around here with you, I don't get nothing. Okay? But as long as I'm focusing on me and focusing on putting myself out there, I am able to find what I want to find. You know how people always say, it's plenty more fish in the sea. Newsflash, all the salmon, cod, maui is gone. It's only tuna left in the sea. And that is a very acquired taste. But let me tell you this. Don't be sleep on the tuna chasing shrimp. Because tuna can be some big fish. They can be anywhere from 100 to 600 pounds. Big fish, full of protein. So don't be afraid of a little tuna. Okay? Don't be afraid of a little tuna trying to chase some fish that you think is better. Because at this late game stage in the game, I'm just going to be honest with you. If you think it's some lucrative, crab, lobster, shrimp, and all that other stuff in the sea, baby, you going to have your feelings hurt.
Denied.
That's not to say that there ain't no quality people out there. I'm just saying the good ones is typically gone already at today's age. Now, I don't know how old you are, but at my age, child, don't get me to talking about it, okay? Now, that's not to, taint your optimism. What I'm saying is just change your perception about what's available out there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You out here looking for one thing, thinking that that's what's available. When they say it's plenty more fish in the sea, but they ain't telling you what quality the fish is. And a lot of people do, they like, tuna. Oh my God. Ew. I didn't say sardines. I said tuna. All right. And sardines is just as good for you too. So let's be clear, right? We're looking for healthier options. That's the point that we're making. Now, you are no longer conflicted innerly. Okay? You are very clear about where you are and what you're doing and what your needs are. You're very, very clear at this point. And I'm telling you, I don't feel like this person was ready for this. Okay? You caught them off guard with your, I put it to you this way. They thought they was good. Pola Ting Ting thought that they was winning. They thought that everything was good because they felt like it's been months, weeks without an argument. It's been all these things. They really were thinking that they finally hit their sweet spot with you. But here's the thing. They still was leaving a lot to be desired here. And for you, it's like, I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of feeling like I'm pandering to you. I'm tired of pleading my case with you. So you don't want to do what I'm asking you to do, cool. You don't want to be who I think you're capable of being, cool. Yahoo! I'm just going to pack up my bags and move around and do me. I'm going to put that effort and energy that I've been investing in you into myself and go find me somebody who wants the things that I want. It's not compound complex. When you're being honest and you're moving with full integrity and you're moving with transparency, you could say straight up early on, listen, I'm not interested in being nobody's friends with benefits. So if that's what you're looking for, I wish you well, but this ain't what I want at this time in my life. I'm looking for somebody to love me for me. I'm looking for that companionship. And either you got it or you don't. But when it comes to this person that you've been dealing with, they keep saying, "Nah, man, I want this. Ain't no better feeling in the world to be with you."
2,000 years later.
You still waiting for them to be the person that they keep saying that they trying to be. You still waiting. You still giving them chance after chance after chance. And what are they doing with themselves? They over here playing in your face. Playing in your face. The disrespect has gotten so brutal. It's all in your face. They not even hiding it no more. They just like doing whatever they want to do. And you just woke up one day and said, "You know what? I've had enough."
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
You know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. And you doing it. You are redirecting your energy into a space where you can get positive results, positive affirmations, positive clarity. Now, what I want to know is specifically, what was the deal breaker here? What was the deal breaker? What happened that made you wake up to this, from this nightmare? Because it feels like, in a sense, there is a great disappointment. There is like I don't believe this. But then in the other sense, it's like, well, that's on you, champ.
All a bunch of bullshit.
So I want to know, what was the deal breaker, and why can't I shuffle my cards today? What was the deal breaker? Spirit said, number one, you were unevenly yoked. And you knew this early on. They've been giving you cool enough to kick it energy, but you're not cool enough to be more than that. All right. They've been kicking that energy to you. And so you've been on this for quite some time. We got this Ace of Swords, which is that clarity. We got the Knight of Wands coming in. They kept giving you mixed signals, making it seem like this was something that they were all excited about, working towards, wanting to be in this relationship. And now judgment is here. You woke up. You smelled the coffee. You heard all the signs. You started seeing and feeling what you were seeing and feeling. And that's where you have been quiet quitting as well. What was the deal breaker? I feel like this person's been very immature. Yep, we got the Two of Wands. They couldn't make a decision about what they wanted. They're telling you one thing and doing something else. Why are they being so indecisive? The Emperor. They want to do what they want to do. They want to move how they move, do what they want to do, and they feel like you should not be able to say anything about it. They're like, I want to do what I want to do. I want to move how I want to move. You know, and I feel like it's crazy because they say, when I'm gonna tell you straight up, this person can't keep they pants around their hips. That's part of it. They don't want the accountability and the stress of being in a relationship. They like the companionship. They like being around you. They like the energy that you bring. And then they want to disappear off and do whatever they want to do. Okay? And oh no, Sharon said he left, went to Florida, then stopped calling. I mean, it's craziness, right? Because I feel like if you really do some investigation, and I feel like you have done some investigation on this person. And when I say investigation, you've gotten really curious about them. You've been doing things that you normally wouldn't do, i.e. going through their phone, which is illegal, by the way. But you've been going through their phone. You've been combing their social media, and you're seeing where what they're telling you is not aligning with who they're showing themselves to be on the internet.
There are multiple video evidence, social media evidence.
And this is where, with this Queen of Swords, you decided to cut this shit off. And I'm just going to say it. You tired of being disappointed? You tired of having your feelings hurt? You tired of being heartbroken? Like, you got to the point now where you just like, it's another day, another dollar, another MF and lie. Okay? And that's where you're just like, I'm not going to continue to sit here and go through this. I'm not going to continue to put myself in harm's way dealing with you as if I have no other options. As if when I tell you this person, this fire sign, or if you are the fire sign, it could be this earth sign for you. But this person has no moral compass. They don't feel guilty for how they've treated you. In their warped mind, they don't think that they have done anything wrong.
You seem like the type of woman who still falls and can get as stupid as the rest of us girls.
Do you think I'm gullible?
I think that you can be.
Well,
With the right man.
yeah, no. I'm not gullible. You get stupid. I'm not going to be stupid anymore.
Aretha said, you get stupid. I ain't gonna be getting stupid. Okay? Was there an infidelity here? Was this person, I already hinted at this person may have been stepping out of the relationship, which is ultimately disrespectful. But what, ladies and gentlemen, don't get mad at me for what I'm about to say, but you have people who, i.e. men, who can sleep with other people and it not mean anything to them. But what I want to know is, was there like a permanent seed with a relationship with somebody else? That's what I want to pursue and find out. Okay, somebody from the past with the Six of Cups. They was playing in your face with somebody from the Six of Cups. This is what created the competition, okay, between you and this person. So what I'm getting at with this is that this is somebody from the past that they probably told you was just a friend, like a childhood friend. This was somebody that they told you,
that's just my home girl.
You know how people lie to you. Or fellas, it might have been, oh, that's just my homeboy. That's like my brother. I would never, ever see him like that. Because that's my brother. The whole time. The World card is here. This was a cycle for them. Well, this does explain the emotional unavailability. This explains the disconnect. Sharon says, still waiting on an admission, but I know. We got the King of Swords here in reverse. Talking about how much they've been lying about it. And we got the Four of Cups in reverse. Okay? They've been acting like they don't acknowledge how you feel about this situation. They've been acting like they don't care. They don't care that they're lying to you. They don't care that they lying to this other person. They just don't care. And what's crazy about all of this is that it feels like to me, this other person from their past was somebody that they actually cared for. And when that situation soured, they never let them go, but they didn't have that openness like they should have had, this openness for you in this relationship. Does that make sense? So they just been tolerating you. They just have been eluding and pretending that they wanted something more than what they wanted. And the audacity of this mofo to bring this person around you is just crazy to me. I feel like when you saw this person in person and you met this person and you spent time around this person, you picked up on the energy that something wasn't exactly right, but you didn't have the words, nor did you have the proof to say or call it out. But something in you told you, this is a little too friendly, you know? You never said anything, but you said it.
I see. We good. Okay. We good. I see. We see each other. We see each other. We good.
And as I said, this goes back to them delaying the offer to you, coming towards you in the fullness of how they should have been coming towards you. This was an unhealthy attachment that this person had. And really, this is tied to their fate. They about to reap what they sow. Everybody reaps what they sow, whether it be positive or negatively. But what I'm saying is this person is definitely going to reap what they sow. Because it was so unnecessary for them to be so deceptive in the way that they have been deceitful. Now, here's the thing. Remember when I told you they are burning evidence of some sort? The evidence that they were burning was things that will give you reasonable proof, okay? This was things that you had here that was going to be able to prove without a shadow of a doubt. It was like, I now know emphatically, I'm not crazy, I'm not deranged, I'm not over here making things up. I know what I know when I feel. That was the evidence that they destroyed.
Completely not true.
That was the evidence that they destroyed. They destroyed the proof that it was more than what it was. They were telling you one thing to get you comfortable with them being around this person so that when they called, it wouldn't send off an alarm. And I feel like now that I'm telling you this and bringing this to your attention and bringing that confirmation, somebody is sick right now.
Makes me like sick to my stomach.
Okay? Somebody is sick right now. Because you sitting here saying, I knew it. I knew it. And I'm sorry you had to find out this way. But I'm letting you know that your spidey senses was not off. You were not wrong. Okay? You were not wrong. You was dead on the money this whole time. And I'm also here to tell you, thank you, Verna, for my gifts. Spirit said you were being very stubborn. When he kept trying to show you the things that you wanted, that you needed to see, you kept resisting what you needed to see. And as you continue to, you only saw what you wanted to see because you wanted to believe. Okay, you wanted to believe. You deeply wanted to believe that there was going to be something here for you in this connection. And Spirit is saying the grace that is here for you. This is not, or let me rephrase. With his grace and his mercy for you, this is not your problem. How this person treated you, the crappy things that they've done, the lies that they've told you. Thank you, Verna, for my gifts. The way that they have deceived you. This ain't your karma. This ain't your burden.
Oh my God.
But this was also a lesson for you. This relationship was very karmic, okay? This was a lesson for you not to settle and not to second guess yourself. When you are feeling what you're feeling, thinking what you're thinking, and knowing what you're knowing because your intuition been talking to you. But you were stuck in a place of wanting it so bad that you overrode your better judgment for this person.
What the this cannot be.
So they made a fool out of you. Why did this earth sign want this connection so bad with this fire sign? And remember, the energy can be reversed. You could be the fire sign, experience this with your earth sign. Why did they want this relationship so bad? Ten of Swords in reverse. Child. The Eight of Swords in reverse. You had a lot to learn with this. The Sun in reverse. Yeah. I just told y'all that this was karmic. This was very much so karmic. This was very much so karmic. You needed to go through this because Spirit was teaching you a lesson. Spirit was teaching you not to be so codependent. Don't associate your worth with your relationship status. Don't be so codependent on feeling like you're nothing without somebody else.
I need it.
It's okay for you to be disappointed, but you got to free yourself. Stop doing the same old to yourself. Stop going back to somebody who is showing you repeatedly they don't want you, they're not interested, they're not invested, they're not connected, they're not even trying. Learn how to take your losses with grace.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Let me ask you this question, and I want you to write it down in the chat. Ain't nobody judging you. Why do you feel like you wanted this connection so bad? Why did you want it so bad? Be honest with yourself and admit the truth. Why did you want this relationship so bad? I wanted it because I was afraid to be alone.
I'm not afraid to say it.
I wanted the relationship because I was invested with my time. I wanted the relationship because I thought that if I continued to work at it, something would change. I thought that one day this person would come into my life. Well, this person would show up in my life, finally giving what they told me all the time they wanted to give me. Spirit was teaching you a lesson, a hard lesson. But the outcome of the lesson is not your burden to carry. Does that make sense? Jessica said, I wanted it because I got comfortable. Sharon says, wanted to feel love and need it. Kiara says, I was tired and didn't want to fight anymore. Yeah. Whew, child. Let us breathe these truths in together. And if it hits home, I want you to put a candle in the chat, because we want to reclaim your light and your power. All right? Nobody likes rejection. Nobody wants to have to keep starting over again. Nobody wants to keep going through the same things over and over again. But Spirit is telling you this morning, when you know that you deserve better, go to get better. You know you deserve better. You know you deserve better. So why are you allowing less than what you deserve to show up for you? All right, y'all. If you're ready to find out how this is going to play out, I want you to put the paper, the pen, and the notebook emojis in the chat, because, child, I'm getting sleepy now. It's time for us to get on up out of this thing. Here we go. All right, y'all. As we respectfully step out of this business and land at a potential final outcome, I say potential because free will is always at play. Spirit can show us the path, but it's still up to us to walk it. And that's all that Spirit has been telling us today. I can show you the path that you need to take. That don't mean you're going to take it. That's the beauty of life. We all got free will. Okay? We all got free will. We can do whatever it is our souls desire. Don't mean that that was the path that Spirit had for you. Don't mean that that was the road. And don't mean that that was the life that Spirit envisioned for you. But He still has grace made available to you. So when you do boneheaded things, He'll still give you some sugar. All right? So what is the potential final outcome? What is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn going to do with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? You got to make up your mind and stand on whatever decision you make. You got to make up your mind and stand on it. Okay? You got to make up your mind and pick a lane and stick to it. Everybody, Belinda the Bouncer is in the room. But yeah, pick a lane and stand on it. Make up your mind. Make a decision. Don't be afraid to say, you know what? I'm good. Don't be afraid to walk away from the things that are no longer serving you. I've said that once before today, but I'm saying it again. Don't be afraid. Some of you guys are holding on to this person for their life. Like you're holding on like you can't meet nobody else. Baby, I'm trying to tell you. You're going to meet somebody else real quick. And this person going to be fine. This person is going to be everything that you hope, wish for, and desired. And the more you think about this person, because here's what's also going to happen. This person's going to pop up out of the clear blue sky. They're going to pop up again. And when you look at them, you're going to be like, you know what? Ugh.
You're ugly, you're skinny, you're shaped funny.
You're going to start seeing all their flaws. Okay? You're going to be like, ew. Like, you ain't even cute, mofo. That new person that you're going to be meeting is going to be so attracted to you and to your energy, your feng shui. Okay? So you building up your confidence, you being focused on you putting yourself in a position to where it's like, you know what? I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to be invested in me. This person is going to be attracted to you because you out here doing whatever it is that you need to be doing. Okay? You're not going to be afraid to be like, whew. You're not going to be easily swayed by what they got to say. So they're going to have to put in that work. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's going to be attractive to them. The same things that you have been asking and begging and pleading for this other mofo to do, this other person going to do it arbitrarily because that's what they want to do. And the thing is, you ain't going to be holding your breath waiting for them to do any of these things for you because you're going to be like, huh? That sound good. But you're not going to be phased. They going to have to put the proof in the pudding.
You'd be amazed how often I hear that.
I'm telling you, this summer you about to be you about to be that deal. You about to be outside. You about to be having fun. Listen, you've been working, you've been stressed out trying to blow off. You're going to be outside looking lean, snatched, and looking like a sex machine, okay? And this person is going to, good God Almighty. This person, not only are they going to pop up out of nowhere, but they're watching your social media and they are not liking that you glowing more now than what you was with them.
I just want my baby.
Get out of here, scrub. Beat it, Buster. Clown. I don't know why that's always so funny to me. Clown. But seriously, you're going to have to put this person in their place. You can't be afraid to say, I don't want to invest any more of my time, effort, or energy connecting with somebody who doesn't want to be connected with me. Again, I am at peace. I'm quieting my mind. And I am removing things from my life that no longer concern me. I've given you space and opportunity to come clean, to say what you mean and mean what you say. And in return, all I got was continuous, unchanged behavior. Equate to 4 bananas. And actually, it just didn't. They continue to meet you with lies, deceit, and betrayal. Thank you, Verna, for my gift. Everything that they was doing was just wrong. And so now that you out here living your best life, here they come trying to interrupt your feng shui, acting like something done changed, like they done had a revelation of some sort. And the reality is, you know, this is just a part of their game. So this was the lesson that Spirit was teaching you. This was the lesson that Spirit was teaching you this whole time.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
It ain't your problem. It ain't your problem. If they want to be on your phone crying and breaking down and sobbing and sending you these unsolicited, emotionally charged text messages that they done threw up in Chat GPT, it ain't even sounding like them in their authentic voice. They just trying to run game on you. Go, baby, that's so nice. Thank you for sharing. They ain't gonna know how to handle it. They don't know what to do.
Oh my God, my Shayla, my Shayla.
It's definitely a you problem. All right, it's definitely a you problem. And we got the Queen of Pentacles here. You are no longer going to neglect, no longer going to allow, accept, nor tolerate someone treating you with the lack of care like this person has treated you. Anytime moving forward, you come across somebody where 1 + 1 don't equal 2, you cutting it off.
What?
You're cutting it off. You're getting stronger. You're getting wiser. You have built your capacity for resistance, and you are going to be persevering. And you're not going to allow anyone or anything to come in and to corrupt and delay you from having the things that you want, need, and deserve.
Who gonna check me, boo?
And you deserve that. You deserve that. What you don't deserve is somebody over here misleading you, lying to you, pretending, building up an expectation and or writing a check that they can't cash.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
It's time for you to stand on it. It's time for you to stand on it. You're not dealing with nobody with this 9 of Pentacles. Anything that's slowing you down, anything that's not delivering, anything that is going to, where the rubber meets, I don't know why I can't speak this morning. When the rubber meets the road, you are no longer going to be sitting up here pandering and begging for someone to give you something they don't have. It's like trying to get blood from a turnip.
What more do you want from me?
The more you continue to put yourself in this way, the more you are setting yourself up for failure. And Spirit is telling you today to pay attention to the signs. Pay attention. When their actions start to not be aligned with their words, that's when you got to cut your losses.
Oh, hell no.
Don't allow somebody to drag you and pull you along, telling you one thing and doing something else.
You are a scammer.
Spirit is telling you, when you start seeing signs of ambiguity, deceit, manipulation, and betrayal, that is your cue. When they start doing that stuff, playing that game, playing that skit, let that be your cue. Let that be your cue. Well, you could be like, all right, I'm going to head out. It was nice meeting you. It's that simple. It is that simple. Don't allow, let me rephrase, don't create space for something that you do not need to allow to be tolerated. It's almost like cleaning your house and decluttering just to go back to overbuying stuff and cluttering your house again. If you trying to get organized, you trying to get your house together, you trying to be, the thing is now everything labeled in a container with the space, and you trying to do all of that. Then why do you keep putting stuff where it don't belong? It's the same thing here. Why do you create space for this person to be in your life, or for anybody to be in your life, and the ends don't justify the means?
2,000 years later.
You over here aging in dog years. You've been with this person for 3 months. It feel like y'all been going through the battle for the past year and a half. And what I'm telling you is stop creating space for bullshit to be in your life. Let me say that again. Stop creating space for unnecessary bull to be in your life. Cut the cord. It ain't confusing. It's not compound complex. It's not rocket science. When a person shows you who they are, you got to believe it. Stop acting like you stuck trying to connect A and B together. Everything is showing up for you. Thank you, SJ, for my gift. Everything is showing up for you. You see it. You feel it. You know it. And you sit over here acting like you confused. No, boo. It's nothing to be confused about. You over here underestimating the signs and the wonders and the clues. When God shows you who somebody is, whether you intended to see the sign or not, when God shows you who somebody is, don't be like, oh,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
No. God showed you that for a reason. And instead, you over here collecting red flags like signs.
That's funny.
No. Spirit is showing you these things for a reason. Spirit showed you these things for a reason. Because he's trying to tell you it's time for you to back on up out of this thing. But instead, you keep going through it. And that's where this becomes a karmic, toxic situation that becomes the cycle. And you are being challenged to release these beliefs today. Own your feelings and your emotions about it. And don't expect for nothing else to change. Don't expect for nothing to change about this person. Let them make their poor decisions and their bad choices in peace.
Stupid.
But don't you continue to think that something's going to change. It's not. It is not going to change. This person is who they is. They do what they do. They feel how they feel. They want what they want. And they don't want you. They don't want you the way that you want them. So now that you know that they're incapable, they're incompetent, they're unwilling, what are you going to do to change the narrative? So let's take a moment to reflect. How does the outcome make you feel? Does it bring you relief? Does it bring you excitement? Or does it bring you hesitation? And why do you think that is? What is the feeling that you need to own right now? I want you to write that down in the chat, because this is your chance to choose growth over fear, alignment over ego, and peace over confusion. Jessica says, accept it and remove myself. Accepting the truth sometimes can be a hard thing to do. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's a big old horse pill that every time you try to accept the truth, it gets stuck in your throat. And all day long, you trying to drink water and stuff to get it down. It's a hard pill to swallow. But once you get it in your system, whatever it was meant to do, it's doing. You got to keep going through the emotions. All right. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to the PiSeas Tarot experience with me, your girl, Mimi Lightseer. If you enjoyed today's reading and it has helped you in any way, even if I called you out gently with love, don't forget to subscribe and to become a part of my growing YouTube family. Okay. Give me a thumbs up right now. Go ahead and hit that like button. Okay. Drop a comment and let me know what resonated with you. Remember, this reading is timeless. Come back to it whenever you need some guidance, some additional perspective, or just a spiritual reset. Thank you, Sharon, for my gift. If you want to have a personal one-on-one reading with me, I am currently booking at PiSeasTarot.com. Don't be shy. Spirit may have some more insights specifically for you. Now, here's my gentle disclaimer. I will never solicit you for a reading. While personal readings are available, please note that bookings are only secured based on availability at my website at PiSeasTarot.com. Always ensure that you're interacting with official channels to avoid potential scams, okay? These fake, phony, and frauds, they out here running wild. I'll be over here in my live, somebody pop up in here with my picture, and I'm like, now you know good and doggone well, that ain't me. Now, to my new subscribers, welcome to the pod. 18 folks joined us today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thank you, thank you, thank you. And for my returning guppies, I want to thank you for being a part of this heartbeat of this space. Thank you so much. This morning, we had over 1,000 people to join the conversation today. But most importantly, I want to thank everyone who has gifted me not only your time, but your talents and your treasures. I am so grateful for the 8 people who gifted me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Chosen, for my rose. Thank you for pouring your effort into this sacred space. All right. I just want to say thank you for that as well. Now, here's the most important thing that I can tell you all day long. Everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business. How you respond, that is where your power lies. Leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye.